This is the unit of statistics and probability. The key terms in this first standard is the sample space, which is the set of all possible outcomes. An event is any outcome of a random phenomenon, also called a subset of the sample space. Theoretical probability is the likeliness of an event occurring based on the possible outcomes written as P parentheses event parentheses. Experimental probability is the ratio of the number of times the event occurs to the total number of trials. Take this first question for example. What is the probability of an even number on a six-sided die? So, we would write one third as the probability of it being even, or the decimal 0.333. Then there are combined events such as this. How many outcomes are possible from rolling a die and flipping a coin? That would be 6 times 2, which is 12 outcomes, because the six-sided die and the two-sided coin. And then here is the probability of a marble being not green or white, which is 23 over 35 equals 0.66. On standard number 2, the terminology is independent events, which is one event that occurs that doesn't change the probability that the other event occurs. Disjoint or mutually exclusive events are two events that have no outcomes in common, and it is expressed in P A or B equals PA plus PB. Dependent events are the probability of one event affects the probability of another event. A customer buys a brand of pizza in one town. In another town, another customer buys the same brand of pizza. Are these events dependent or independent? And the answer is yes. The probability of event A occurring is 2/5, while the probability of event B is occurring is 3/7. The probability of both events occurring is 6 over 35. Are A and B independent events? And the answer is yes, because 2/5 times 3/7 equals 6 out of 35. This third standard is conditional probability. The probability of event A, given that another event B has already occurred. A given B, P A and B divided by PB. The probability that event A occurs is 2/5. The probability that event B occurs is 3/7. The probability that events A and B both occur is 1/9. What is the probability that A occurs given that B occurs? 7 out of 27. The probability that event A occurs is 6/7, and the probability that event B occurs is 2/9. If A and B are independent events, what is the probability that A and B both occur? And that is 4/21. You get these by multiplying, for example in problem 1, 2/5 and 3/7 together. And that should give you, in the simplified form, is 1/9. In the second problem, you multiply 6 7s and 2 9s, and the simplified fraction is 421. Standard 4. A two-way table organizes data in about two variables. The two-way table consists of vertical variables and horizontal variables as seen above. The flavors of candy are sweetened as green, yellow, sweet, sour, and the total. What is the probability that a candy is yellow and sour? So there are four yellow sours, and there are 15 total candies. This is equals to 0.27, and that is the probability that a candy is yellow and sour. The second table is 0 cups of coffee and 1 cup of coffee at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. with the total being 17. What is the probability of drinking 1 cup of coffee given that the time is 8 a.m.? So 7 out of 10 people wake at 8 a.m. So 7 out of 10, which is equals to 0.7 as the probability for this table. Standard number 5. Concepts of conditional probability and independence in the real world. Andrew has 12 ties in his closet. Out of the 12, Andrew has 4 ties that match his suit. Andrew is only pulling 1 tie from the closet. That is one event that has no relation to any of the other events, which is what makes it an independent probability. Andrew has many loose socks in his dresser drawer. He has 15 socks that are black with small stripes, and 15 socks that are plain black. Andrew has to pull out 1 sock, and then the second sock. Andrew pulls out must match the first sock. Andrew having 2 matching socks is dependent upon which sock he pulls out first, and which sock he pulls out second. In this case, you have 2 events to consider. This is an example of conditional probability, which is the probability of a second event happening, given that a first event has already occurred. Geometric probability in Standard 6. A point on the line segment is chosen at random. What is the probability it is between -3 and 3? Simplify your answer and write it as a proper fraction. So it is seven numbers between -3 and 3 out of 11 total numbers, which is equal to 0.64, but 7 out of 11 is the probability in the proper fraction form. Now all you need to know for Standard 7 is the addition rule, which is P, A, or B equals PA plus PB minus P, A, and B. And that is the end of the probability unit, and that is all you need to be set for the probability section in the milestone. I hope this review has come to help you understand probability better and help you feel better prepared for your test.